Hello everybody and welcome to Rent a Girlfriend episode 1 anime review. This is one of those anime where I looked at the title and I went, yes, I am. This is going to be like the greatest trash and I love it and it's going to be brilliant. And to be honest, I was not surprised how much I enjoyed it despite, a lot of people, like I went onto the My Anime List page, people were either like 1 out of 10, it sucks because simp, and I hate that word a lot. Or 10 out of 10 because, I don't know, I didn't read the 10 out of 10s, I was just curious to people giving it a low rating. And it pretty much boiled down to simp. And I hate that word. I absolutely despise that word with every fibre of my being. It's a dumb word, and it's been used too often, and it's not even in its relevant context anymore. But anyway, onto the anime itself, because I don't care about other people's opinions. That's why I make my own show. I enjoyed it. It's a guilty pleasure show, isn't it? Like, I'm not expecting anything actually deep. And if it gives me something deep, I'll be surprised. But I'm expecting just your typical harem-ish rom-com, is that the right term? Don't know, fair. But yeah, this episode set itself up nicely. It was sort of self-contained with, I guess, the rest of the The ending part was like, okay, let's see where this goes from here, But anyway, let's get into this episode and see exactly what happened and everything. Let's do this. So we open up with our main character, Kazuya. He has a girlfriend. Oh wait, no, he doesn't. He gets dumped in the first about 5 seconds. It's a bit longer than that. 15 seconds of the episode he gets dumped. His girlfriend was just like, yeah, by the way, I fell in love with someone else. I'm breaking up with you, bye. And it's like, oh, bit harsh. Like the way she broke up with him, kind of dick move. Yes, they'd only been together a month, but still, look at Kazuya. He's loving it. He could break his poor heart, and that's exactly what happened. He gets pretty much distraught. He got blocked on Twitter and everything, and he feels really sad about that. So he starts imagining her doing it with another dude. And then little Kazuya gets excited, so then he reaches for the Kleenex, but while he's doing that, he also downloads an app for a Rent-A-Girlfriend service, and he makes an account and does that, and picks a girl called Chizuru, and that's the opening segment of the thing. I just literally decided to rattle off what happened, because I don't think anything sums it up better than an actual explanation of it. He chose this Chizuru, as I said. She's a cutie. She's nice and everything. They go to an aquarium because he likes aquariums and he likes fish and stuff. So that's good. At the end, they hold hands. I've kind of blitzed through this because the important stuff isn't till afterwards. Hand holding. But then later on he makes the mistake that every man must make at one point. He checks the comment section or the forums. She does the hand-holding thing for everyone. She's good at her job. She's basically a professional con woman. And then he gets angry about it because he's like, I thought I was special. And leaves an angry 1-star review on Google Reviews, which, it's not okay. And then he looks at his wallet, basically, and decides, I can do one more. So I think he did it to prove a point or something. I don't quite understand his thought process, but whatever. He does it again. And he is just a pain in the ass the whole time, I'll be honest. He's literally a pain in the ass. He's like, does this make you feel empty inside? It's like, alright man, calm it down. I know you're having a bit of an existential crisis because you got dumped. But don't take it out on Chizuru, and that is the whole point. He's being a dick because he got dumped, and he's basically blaming her. Not blaming, taking it out on her. He's noticeably more pissed. She's even researched fish this time. She knows a few, which... that's more effort than I would put into my job, I'm going to be honest. So I think you should treat her a little bit better, if I'm being honest. And then he gets angry and has a little outburst in the middle of the aquarium, and all the people are looking at him like, what the hell's going on over there? So she drags him away to a private area and is like, what the hell is wrong with you? You asshole. Like, she's basically shows a bit of her true self, drops the act, which is sort of what he wanted in a way, I guess. She's actually, I put kinda bitchy. He was deserving it. Calling her bitchy feels harsh because he was being an arsehole. He was in the wrong here, which is the whole point. But then, out of nowhere, seemingly nowhere. He gets a phone call. His grandma's collapsed and is in the hospital. Like, you know that excuse everybody uses to get out of dates that have gone bad? He uses it, but it's not an excuse. Like, it actually happened. Like, fair play, I guess, Kazuya. So he goes to get her, or goes to see her. Chizuru just tags along because, you know, she's still got to work. You can't just leave. His grandma is mostly fine and is honestly more full of energy than I am, so I think she's doing fine. Kazuya introduces Chizuru as his girlfriend because what else is he going to say? Like, oh yeah, I got dumped, so I got a rental girlfriend because I hit that on that low at the moment. What the hell would your family think of you if you were like, yeah, I got a rental girlfriend? Your family would be like, what? Are you insane? What's wrong with you, loser? Like, maybe it's just because it seems like such a foreign concept, you know, to us. I think in Japan it's not actually that uncommon, which is wild, I guess. What a strange and wonderful place Japan is. But yeah, when he introduces Chizuru as his girlfriend, her act goes immediately back on to, you know, the nicest girl ever, which then there's some screaming, basically, because his parents are like, what the hell? Kazuya did that? How did Kazuya do that? That's impossible. Immediately, Grandma wants to leave the hospital and go and celebrate Kazuya getting a girlfriend because it's Kazuya. How did he do that? Which, parents and his, you know, his family's pretty savage. He's not that bad. Like, he's in college. I didn't go to college. But yeah, they're all happy again. Kazuya finally did it. He's finally become a man. Grandma asks straight up, hey, have you two shagged yet? And Chizuru, fair play to her, wasn't thrown at all. I get the feeling this must happen a lot to her. She's like, no, you know, we talked about it, but yeah, fair play for sticking with it so far and everything, and keeping up the act. Then it turns out, Grandma goes to find her friends to show them, and then Chizuru's like, my grandma is here too, so I can't let her see me, otherwise, you know, what am I going to do then? You know, then business and, you know, professional and, what's the word? Personal is the word I'm looking for. Personal lives, they'll mix, and that's a no-go, apparently. I wouldn't know. I mean, I don't mix them, really. No, I don't. They go and hide in an empty room in the bed. You can see where this is going, can't you? Yes, you can. There's some lewd stuff happening. She gets poked. If you don't know what that means, everybody knows what that means. I'm not going to pretend you don't know what that means. Grandma notices the racket going on under the sheets, and that Chizuru then acts like an old woman, does an old woman voice, which somehow works, and Grandma leaves. And then, after a moment, you know, he's leaning in closer, and Chizuru's like, what the hell are you doing? And kicks him out of the bed, as you do. But who's waiting in the doorway? It's Chizuru's grandma. And they've basically been found out. So what it actually looks like is they wanted to do some hanky-panky and went into another room. But no one really commented on that, you know. She now basically has to act like she's actually his girlfriend because now her grandma's aware of it. The grandma probably should have mentioned they don't know about her whole rental girlfriend thing. They're not aware she's doing that. Probably wouldn't be too fond of it. If I was a parent and my daughter was doing that, I wouldn't be too impressed. Let's put it that way. Obviously, I don't know anything, so it could be the nicest industry in the world, but from an outside looking in, sounds kind of shady, doesn't it? But yeah, then the grandmas are super cool with it. They're like, oh, we're going to be family one day. And it's like, bro, they just, you know, calm it down, you know. But yeah, the new plan they discussed, I was like, okay, just tell them we broke up at some point. That's all you got to do. And I'm like, that's actually not a bad plan. You know, all things considered, the hiding in the bed was kind of unnecessary. You could have just gone with the flow and just said, yeah, we broke up after a week or whatever. It's a genius plan. He then starts giving her his backstory. He's like, I promised my grandma I'd find someone before she dies, and she's getting it on, so I'm in a rush, you know. He gives the whole story about his ex and everything, and then she's like, everybody gets lonely, you know. And it's a pretty nice scene. Then he's like, I'll find a girlfriend for real, you know. And there's no way I can find a real person on, you know, this dating app, this fake dating app, basically. And then she slaps him for being corny, which is a pretty bad reason to slap someone, I'm going to be honest. Then there's apology. He apologizes for being an absolute dick, and she can't quit her job now, which is kind of foreboding. Makes it sound like there's something that she's saving for, or something. Something's up more there, it sounds like. Then he's like, I'm done with the pretend dating now. It's upwards and outwards. So this whole episode is basically him sort of maybe getting over is the wrong word, getting over his slump after his ex-girlfriend dumped him, and getting back on the road, I guess, is a good way to put it. And then he left a 5-star review this time because he's a nice guy, I guess. And there. Later, the next day, I guess at college, he spots his ex with her new boyfriend, I guess. And yeah, he just looks like a nice guy, we'll call him. And yeah, then him and his friends talk about being super virgins or whatever it was, which, fair play, I guess. I'm not gonna judge what you and your friends talk about. Kind of talk about sports or something. I don't know what college kids talk about these days. But then, who does he run into at his college campus? Who could it? It's Chizuru. He runs into Chizuru, except she looks a bit different. She's got like braided hair and she's wearing glasses. And I think do I think she looks cuter? I don't know. It's definitely her. So there's gonna be a confrontation about that. It's like, what the hell are you doing here? And it's like, I work here. I school here. And she's gonna be like, I school here too. This is bad. And then his friends are gonna be like, how do you know this person? And then, God, it's gonna get out of control, isn't it? And that's where we're going. The misunderstanding is gonna spiral over and over until they eventually somehow get together for real. That's my presumed plot overview of what's gonna happen. But yeah, that was the episode. I enjoyed it, as I said. It felt sort of self-contained, which is sort of what I think you want for a first episode, because it's the main deciding factor. Hey, do you want to watch this or not? So for a first episode, you kind of need it to be self-contained, at least a little bit. And yeah, it did its job, you know, it did its job well. Told a little story in a little amount of time. Interested to see where it goes from here. Based on the trailer and everything, it seems like all the other girls, there's going to be more girls as well. But hey, he's going to choose Chizuru in the end, isn't he? I think it'll be interesting to see him get to know the real Chizuru. Although I'm saying this like it's going to be really, really good. I'm expecting it to be trashy. I love trashy stuff. It's the best. But yeah, let's wrap this up. Thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff. For more reviews, that would help me out a lot. Thank you very much. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care, and bye guys.